the battle for technological supremacy just became more intense. In an attempt to dominate the sea and bolster its defense system and remain at the forefront of technological advancement, the United States has shocked the world by deploying its huge new $6 billion amphibious carrier, a technological marvel packed with advanced capabilities and lethal features. But while the world is distracted by the might of this new amphibious assault, Russia is also getting ready to shock the world. What are the features of this newly deployed technological marvel? What does Russia have up its sleeves? Join us as we explore the captivating and lethal features of the new billion-dollar amphibious carrier that the United States recently deployed. Ever since the First World War, ships have become an important military asset. Amphibious warships, likewise, are built to support the Marine Corps strategies of moving quickly from sea to land and attacking key targets. These ships need to be tough, able to sail into dangerous areas, and quickly deploy combat forces even under attack. Thanks to their versatile design, these ships can also respond quickly to humanitarian crises and other emergency missions. The United States has the biggest and most advanced amphibious fleet in the world. The USS America, also known as the LHA replacement or LHA-RR, is the latest in a series of large amphibious ships. It's designed to support the Marine Corps' future air combat needs, including the F-35B Joint Strike Fighter and MV-22 Osprey. This new ship will have improved aviation maintenance capabilities, larger fuel tanks, more cargo space, and enhanced command and control features, making it even more flexible and powerful. This America class, also known as the world's largest amphibious assault ship, is close in overall dimensions to the size of an aircraft carrier. The main purpose of these types of ships is to land a Marine Expeditionary Unit on shore using a group of Bell Boeing V-22 Ospreys with VTOL and STOL capabilities, supported by the AV-8B Harrier II, the latest F-35 Lightning II, VTOL STOL fighters, or attack helicopters. This mini-aircraft carrier packs an impressive punch with its diverse aviation group. It can deploy 6 F-35B Lightning II fighters, renowned for their stealth and versatility, alongside 12 V-22 Ospreys, which provide exceptional tiltrotor capabilities. The carrier also supports 4 AH-1Z heavy transport helicopters, 4 CH-53K heavy lift cargo helicopters, and 3 UH-1Y utility helicopters, ensuring it can handle a wide range of mission profiles. For air-sea rescue operations, 2 MH-60S Nighthawks are always ready. Interestingly, if the Ospreys are removed from the deck, the carrier can house 3 times as many F-35B, significantly boosting its combat potential. The exact aircraft composition on an America-class vessel is tailored to meet specific mission requirements, showcasing its remarkable adaptability and strategic flexibility. The America-class ships are based on the design of USS Makin Island, which is an improved version of the Wasp-class ships powered by gas turbines. Around 45% of the design for the first America-class ships is taken from Makin Island, but they don't have a well deck. This change creates more space for aircraft, spare parts, weapons, and fuel. The gas turbines on Makin Island, America, and future ships all use JP-5 fuel, which is also used by their helicopters, Harrier jets, and Osprey aircraft. This means they only need one type of fuel, making storage, distribution, and use much simpler. The U.S. Marine Corps is increasingly worried about attacks from fast attack boats and long-range missiles from land. To stay safe, they want amphibious ships to stay farther offshore. To do this, Marines will be transported to shore using larger and longer-range MV-22 aircraft. The America-class ships are designed for this, with twice the size of the old Iwo Jima-class ships. These America-class ships have a hybrid electric propulsion system, like the one on Makin Island. They use gas turbines for high speeds and diesel-electric engines when needed. Their width, set at 106 feet, allows them to pass through the Panama Canal. If oil prices go above $140 per barrel before 2040, nuclear propulsion could become cheaper for these ships, according to a Congressional Budget Office report. In the late 1990s, the LHX warship was proposed to replace the Tarawa-class amphibious assault ships. Unlike its predecessors, it would have a dry deck for hovercraft instead of a flooded well deck. After 2000 RM, the LHX, known as the Amphibious Assault Ship Future Replacement, was suggested to replace all LHDs. A new version of the LHX could be a Flight II design of the America class, featuring a well deck and a smaller island superstructure. This would increase the flight deck capacity by 20%. This design would remove the current restriction that limits MV-22s to landing on spots 5 and 6, allowing space for 4 MV-22Bs, 3 F-35B Lightning IIs, or 3 CH-53Ks on the flight deck. Although the plan was to start building Flight II ships by 2024, it might not be practical or affordable by then. A modified version of the America-class design, called the MPFF LHAR or TLHAR, was proposed for 2 ships of the Maritime Prepositioning Force. This concept aims to create a sea base to support operations starting around 2025. These ships would be crewed by civilians from the Military Sealift Command and would not have weapons. However, funding for these ships was postponed in the 2008 budget. Instead, the U.S. Navy plans to buy more America-class ships for its fleet. In January 2014, the Navy started making changes to America to reduce heat damage from the F-35B and MV-22, which produce more heat than previous aircraft. This includes 14 modifications and limiting the number of flight operations. The aim is to find cost-effective solutions without affecting the ship's combat effectiveness. These measures are intended to prolong the flight deck's life without reducing the ship's ability to support quick assaults. The lessons learned will be applied to the construction of Tripoli and Bougainville, allowing them to perform unrestricted operations. Minor modifications to America include covering life rafts and refueling stations and moving antennas. According to military experts, the transportation of Lightning II fighters is a game-changer for the United States Navy, as it will make preparing for offensive operations by the F-35s much more difficult for America's enemies. Thanks to its design features, this ship allows for VTOL, STOL, and STOVL aircraft to operate on its deck. The America class will soon completely replace its predecessors, represented by the ships of the Tarawa and Wasp classes. When creating the first America class ship, engineers expanded the hangar deck, adding 2 wide bays to it, each of which houses a traveling bridge crane for aircraft maintenance. Furthermore, the project included a reconfigurable command and control center, an onboard hospital, additional fuel depots, and aviation support zones. The USS America was the first of the 2 planned Flight O vessels. It is an aircraft-oriented and modified copy of the WASP-class USS Makin Island. Since 2009, 2 America-class vessels have been commissioned, USS America and USS Tripoli. A 3rd USS Bougainville is currently under construction, with plans to reintegrate the well deck without sacrificing aircraft capabilities. In addition to these 3 ships, the U.S. Navy plans to add 12 more vessels to its fleet, although the last 5, expected to join between 2025 and 2051, have not yet been named. The major differences between the America and WASP classes include a larger hangar deck, enhanced aviation maintenance facilities, and increased aviation storage areas. A major advancement in the America class is the implementation of the C-41SR battle management system, which allows for electronic reconfiguration. Engineers estimate that this system will significantly extend the service life of America-class ships compared to the WASP class. Now that we understand how the America-class ships have outperformed their predecessors, let us see why they are often mistaken for aircraft carriers. America's design has been called a base platform for a light aircraft carrier and is even larger than the small carriers envisioned in the Sea Control Ship project of the 1970s. This project was canceled due to budget cuts, even though its estimated cost was over $552 million adjusted for inflation. Retired United States Navy Captain Peter Pagano noted the similarities between America, the SCS project ships, and Essex-class aircraft carriers. He suggested that America could be a great prototype for a light aircraft carrier, but would need serious modifications to fully take on carrier tasks. Even without a well deck, a large portion of America-class ships is dedicated to deploying amphibious troops. They can carry up to 1,870 infantrymen, their weapons, hovercraft, and Marine Corps personnel carriers. The ships can deploy Marine Expeditionary Units using 2 LCU landing vessels, 3 LCAC hovercrafts, or 6 LCM-8 mechanized landing crafts. Additionally, they can carry 40 to 61 AAV-7 amphibious assault vehicles. While these features are excellent for a versatile landing ship, they are less suitable for a modern aircraft carrier. The issue is that, as the name implies, an aircraft carrier is primarily intended for aviation operations, and as such must have the maximum number of resources and reserves to meet these needs. Therefore, accommodations for landing troops are for a carrier nothing more than dead weight. And finding a compromise while remaining within the framework of what makes a universal landing ship is almost impossible, especially considering the well deck has been returned to the Bougainville as mentioned earlier. It should be noted that the duration and degree to which the aviation functionalities of an America-class vessel can continue to operate will suffer greatly if it is used as an aircraft carrier. Now let's delve into why universal landing ships fall short compared to aircraft carriers. Surprisingly, one key issue is maneuverability. You might think a smaller ship would be more agile, but that's not the case here. Aircraft carriers with their onboard nuclear reactors outpace America-class ships significantly. Nimitz-class carriers can cruise at 35 miles per hour, while America-class ships top out at 25 miles per hour. This means carriers can travel up to 700 miles a day without needing to refuel, whereas America-class ships are constantly on the lookout for fuel stops. In terms of spaciousness, universal landing ships can't compete with carriers. An aircraft carrier's deck can host multiple squadrons of F/A-18s or F-35s, along with radio-controlled aircraft, radar-equipped planes, and various helicopters. Gerald R. Ford-class carriers can carry up to 90 aircraft and conduct about 270 flights daily. By contrast, even the latest America-class models, which can hold around 20 AV-8Bs or F-35Bs and 2 MH-60s, can't match this capacity. A light aircraft carrier struggles to achieve even a fifth of this flight volume. Universal landing ships also have limited usable space and armament storage. This isn't an issue for aircraft carriers, which boast diverse air wings capable of performing multiple missions simultaneously, from air defense to enemy communication suppression. Light aircraft carriers, including America-class ships, lack this diversity, hampering their ability to handle varied and simultaneous missions. The V-22 Ospreys on America-class ships can be modified for interference or aerial surveillance, but the cramped space limits their effectiveness. Additionally, smaller carriers fall short in survivability. America-class ships generate only a fraction of the power produced by nuclear reactors on large carriers. This limits their ability to support advanced radar and weaponry, making them more vulnerable in combat. They also have fewer watertight compartments and protective systems, increasing the risk of damage. Stability is another concern. Hostile waters. In contrast, nuclear-powered carriers need refueling only once during their long service life, making them more reliable and efficient. The only area where amphibious assault ships have an edge is cost. A Gerald R. Ford-class carrier costs about $12.8 billion, plus $4.7 billion in R&D. In comparison, constructing 3 America-class vessels totaled $10.094 billion, roughly $3.4 billion per ship. This cost difference is significant, but it comes with trade-offs in performance and capabilities. Future warships in this class will feature a well deck at their stern for amphibious warfare, allowing them to carry landing craft like the LCAC, which is similar to the Tarawa-class LHAs and WASP-class amphibious assault ships. While this addition reduces space for aircraft, it addresses criticisms from the 2005 early operational assessment that pointed out the lack of a well deck in the Flight O design. USS America also has reduced storage for military vehicles and a smaller hospital, only 1/3 the size of those on WASP-class ships. These changes reflect a shift in priorities towards greater flexibility in amphibious operations, even at the expense of some aviation and medical capabilities. Before becoming the Undersecretary of the Navy, Robert O. Work questioned the effectiveness of amphibious warfare ships without a well deck. He pointed to the late 1970s when helicopters from landing platform helicopter ships were vulnerable to enemy anti-aircraft systems off Lebanon's coast, necessitating the use of ships with well decks to move Marines ashore. The third ship in the class, USS Bougainville, which is being built by Huntington Ingalls Industries in Pascagoula, Mississippi, and is set to be delivered to the U.S. Navy in 2025, and will be the first to include a well deck, allowing it to deploy amphibious vehicles directly. This shift responds to the need for heavier, up-armored vehicles seen in Iraq and Afghanistan, which future counterinsurgency operations will likely require. Ships with well decks can transport and deploy these vehicles using shore connectors, while relying on aircraft for cargo lift is costlier. To accommodate the well deck, Bougainville's island will be slightly smaller than those of its predecessors. Early design work began in 2015, with detailed design and construction starting in 2017. The LJ-8 is expected to enter service in 2024, marking a new era of versatile and robust amphibious assault ships. While the United States LHA-4 is expected to become operational soon, Russia also has a surprise up its sleeves. Russia's latest class of amphibious assault ships, the Project 23900 Ivan Rogov, is set to enter service by 2028, according to press reports. These new vessels are set to replace Russia's two Mistral-class ships, which were initially ordered from France in 2011. However, after Russia's 2014 invasion of Crimea, France canceled the sale of the two advanced helicopter carriers, prompting Moscow to develop its own replacements. To set the project alive, a contract was signed in 2020 with JSC Zelenodolsk Design Bureau to build the two new ships. Joe, let's go down the history of these new Russian amphibious ships. In 2015, Russia introduced the Lavina and Preboy helicopter carrier designs at a military technical forum as replacements for the Mistral-class ships. After Moscow's invasion of Crimea and the resulting Western sanctions, France decided not to go through with the delivery of these amphibious assault ships. That same year, Russia received a refund for the Mistral ships, which were then delivered to the Egyptian Navy. In 2017, Russia's Deputy Defense Minister announced that the Project 29300 amphibious assault ships would be built within 4 years, with the first ship ready by 2022. However, a few years later, Russian state-run media changed this timeline, stating that the two ships would be delivered to the Russian Navy in 2026 and 2027. During this period, the names of the first two ships, Ivan Rogov and Mitrofan Moskalenko, were revealed at their laying down ceremony. Shipbuilders started working on the hulls of these two ships in 2021. Each ship will weigh 40,000 tons and be able to carry up to 4 Sukhoi S-70 Okhotnik B drones. The S-70, known as Hunter B, is a new stealth drone designed to work with Russia's future 6th-generation aircraft. Sukhoi and MiG are developing these drones to act as wingmen for Su-57 fighter jets. The Kremlin claims that this new drone is a 6th-generation platform capable of reaching outer space. Andrei Yelchaninov, the first deputy chairman of the Russian Military-Industrial Commission, stated that the planes and drones can work together in various combat formations. He mentioned that soon, Su-57 pilots will be able to control several Okhotnik drones from their cockpits. Rostec, a Russian defense contractor, supported these claims, saying that artificial intelligence will enable the S-70 drone and Su-57 fighter to collaborate. The AI technology uses noise-immune coding with parallel channels, allowing secure and synchronized data transmission in all directions, enhancing their communication range and effectiveness. Although Russia boasts that its new amphibious assault ships will launch S-70 drones, the specifics and timelines are unclear. Russia is struggling with economic problems due to its ongoing invasion of Ukraine. The war is costing Russia many troops, military systems, and equipment, and the West has hit the Kremlin with heavy sanctions for attacking a sovereign nation. Given Russia's current economic struggles and manufacturing issues, the timely introduction of the Project 23900 ships seems doubtful. It is uncertain if Russia can meet its timeline for these new amphibious assault ships. China, on the other hand, is also making significant strides. For the first time, the Chinese People's Liberation Army Navy has deployed an amphibious assault ship to the Nansha Islands in the South China Sea. Experts say this move prepares for any emergency response amid tensions with the Philippines. The Type 075 landing helicopter dock, the new amphibious assault ship, was spotted near Juby Reef on Friday, marking its first deployment to the region as reported by the Manila Times. This assault ship's first mission follows closely behind a Type 071 amphibious landing ship hosting hovercraft drills near Jamban Reef on June 4 as reported by the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Philippine media have connected the PLA Navy's latest deployment with the recent enforcement procedures of the China Coast Guard, which began on Saturday. Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click on the link on your screen to check out another of our videos. See you there.